Hey guys, Sumoto Lifestyle here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much guys for clicking. Thank you for your sweet comments and thank you for choosing to watch this channel. If you're new here, welcome. And please don't bypass without subscribing. Guys, today's video we are talking about thicker locks. How do you get your locks being thicker? As you know, I am on a journey of growing my locks. This is my natural locks. I have grown these locks about 2 years now. So as you know, I am a newbie. I was a newbie in the locks. As you know from my story, I didn't have hair, but I'm so surprised and shocked that if you take care of your hair, it's going to grow. And now 2 years later, these are my locks. And today we are talking about thickness. Who doesn't want their locks to be thicker? I don't know, maybe you like your locks thinner, but for me, I would love to have my natural locks to be thicker. And as I'm learning about these locks, there's so many stories out there about locks, you know, how to get, everybody has their own opinion. But I came to a conclusion that there are specific things that you need to know that are going to make your locks actually thicker. And as a natural newbie growing this hair, and now my locks are actually getting thicker, I'm realizing every day my locks are getting thicker and fuller and fuller. And here is what I am doing. Number one, I have to understand that my hair is my hair. Your hair is not my hair. We all have different kinds of hair. I came to find out like actually genetics plays a big role when it comes to your hair. What I mean by genetics, it means where you come from, okay? Your family, your roots. You know, maybe your people have thicker hair, the other people have thinner hair, the other people have medium hair, small, all kinds of types. So your genetics actually depends on your hair. It depends if you're gonna have a fuller hair, it depends on if you are going to have scuzzy hair, or it depends if you're not gonna have hair at all. So your genetics plays a big role in when it comes to hair. So number one is genetics. Okay, number two, it depends on the way you start your locks. For example, I'm talking to those people who are starting their locks, and at the same time, those ones who already started, I'm going to talk about a little bit. But those ones who have not started locks, please make sure you know how you're going to start your locks. Are you going to do medium? Are you going to do small? Are you going to do large? The way, are you going to be doing them round or box or thicker in a way? So the way you start your locks, actually, that's how they are going to grow. Think about this way. If you start smaller locks, I don't know how you are going to expect them to get thicker. Or if you start medium, they might get thicker, but they might not get thicker as you think. If you do large, of course, they are going to be large. That leads me to the third process. So it depends how many locks you have on your hair or how many locks you're going to do. If you have a larger or amount of hair, a huge amount of hair, that means you're going to have maybe bigger and lesser locks. And I came to find out like maybe the lesser locks you have in your hair, the more room you're going to allow the hair to get fuller. Do you understand? Than having a lot of locks, but there's no room to grow. Guys, do you understand that math in there? So the lesser, the better. That's number three. Number four, please guys, listen and listen to me very carefully. Do not manipulate or keep touching your locks. You know, there are those people, including myself, when we're bored or when we're watching maybe a movie or when we're in school or learning, we keep playing with our locks. The only thing that you can think of is playing with your hair. So if you keep playing with your hair, what it does to your locks, especially, they're thinning your locks. You are killing the locks. For example, look up here. The locks is growing. You can see this tiny hair growing here. It's growing. This is what makes the locks to be fuller. Can you imagine you keep playing with it like that all the time, all the time? It's going to kill the growth. that means it's going to shrink and your hair or your locks are not going to grow because you keep pressing them down. They keep coming up, you keep pressing down. Keep coming up, you keep playing with it. So stop. Or these hands, get the hands out of your locks. That's the best way I can say. Stop manipulating your locks and stop touching your locks. That's number 4. Number 5 is kind of the same, but when you're going to retwist your locks, if you're retwisting your locks at all, I don't know. But to me, retwisting is minimal. But I'm going to talk about that in a second. But if you're going to retwist your locks, please do not retwist your locks all the way. All the way. When you retwist your locks all the way, you are going to kill or break this baby hair that is growing here. Can you imagine you keep pressing your locks, twisting, retwisting? How is it going to get thicker? It's going to get pressed and it's going to get thinner and thinner and thinner the more you are doing it. So do not press your, retwisting your locks. You can retwist your locks in the beginning and don't make it so tight here, because if you're making it so tight, when it's coming out, it's going to create a knot right here and it's going to start breaking or getting thinner and thinner and thinner. So number 5, please do not retwist your locks using your balm all the way down. That leads me to number 6, guys. If I were you, or if I knew what I know now, I will not retwist my locks at all. Or I'll reduce the number of retwisting, I can say. Because retwisting your locks all the time, maybe, for example, when you go to a loctician, you know, the loctician tells you, oh, come after 2 weeks or come after 3 weeks. You know, the locticians are out there to make money as well, okay? So they will tell you to keep coming back and keep coming back. They can make their coins. I'm not here to throw them under the bus, but I'm just saying the facts, what's helping me as my locks. So the best thing you can do is stay away from retwisting your locks all the time. You can do minimal, you know, but some people usually go every, like when I started my locks, because I believed in my loctician, they were telling me like, oh, come after 2 weeks, and I actually go back to 2 weeks, come after 2 weeks. So it was like a routine for me to go back every 2 weeks. And the more I go back every 2 weeks, you know, I'm spending a lot of money. At the same time, my locks are getting thinner. Yes, they might look smooth, but they're getting thinner and thinner, and they're not getting fuller. So the moment I reduced my retwisting, and now I'll go less and less, the more fuller my locks are looking. As you can tell, they're getting fuller because I'm not going to retwist it. And as you can see, I have lots of growth in here. So what I'm doing with this, I'm not touching my hair. I'm just leaving it be. Let it be. Let it be. So that is what I am doing. Another thing that is gonna make or has made my locks to grow, I'm staying away from oil-based products like oils. Like I'm not putting my oils on my hair like I used to be when I started. The oils were all over because I didn't know better. But now since I know better, I am almost using no oil on my hair. It's like when you use oil, your scalp needs to breathe. The pores here need to open and they need to breathe. So the more you're putting oil, the more you're sealing the pores and your hair is not growing and it's not getting thicker. But if you use water-based products, or if you use basically water, your hair is going to grow. That means your scalp is breathing and the follicles are open and the hair is growing. So reduce the number of products that you are using on your locks. Another thing that I am going to say is it depends on how you sleep. You know, we all sleep in different kinds. Some people tie their hair so tight. Some people put different kinds of you know, bonnets on their hair. But I came to find out, like, you finding something that is so spacious, especially satin, or you can use this brand of let me show you what I use. Give me a second. Let me show you. Awesome. Oh, I got here. Look, this is what I use to sleep. Look at the amount of space that is in here. This is huge amount of space. So whenever I'm putting it on my locks, my locks have space to breathe at night, because at night, you know, we sweat. Okay, when we sweat, we need, that's when the follicles are open, and that's when we're breathing, you know, and the hair is just growing. So you don't want to put something so tight so that when the heat is coming out, your hair is so compressed and it's not really breathing and it's not growing. That makes it even thinner and thinner because it's so condensed, you know, so it's not getting the moisture that it needs to grow. So sleeping is another thing that we need to really make sure that we sleep well, or you can use a pillow. I'm using mine. Certainly there's so many brands. Why I like this one is you can use the choice. You can turn it this way, you know, look, and or you can turn it that way. So it depends on how your preference, okay? But what I like about this one, look about the amount of room. Let me put it so you can see. So you can see the amount of room that is in here. So if I want to sleep, this is what I do. So all you do, you put your cap in here. Look at that. All my locks are in here. I'll show you in a little bit. Let me just put it in here so we all can see. You know, on my channel, I like doing things practical. I don't care. People say, oh, the video is not, you know, fluency, it's not flowing, but I like to do mine practical because I want us guys to see exactly what's going on here. So look at this thing. So I put it and I go to bed to sleep. My locks are in here. They're wiggling. Look, they're not tight, but they're just locked in here, and there's plenty of space. Let me turn it around a little bit. There's plenty of space in here where my locks are breathing. So whenever I'm sweating, I'm not tight in there, I'm not locked in there, so my hair is doing what it's supposed to do. So sleeping method or sleeping pillows actually can help your locks to grow. The last thing that I'm gonna say today, as you see guys, I'm loving my locks because they're getting thicker. The last thing that I'm gonna say is that make sure, please, you eat healthy. Eating healthy is going to make your locks, you know, grow thicker, because what you eat inside is what reflects outside. If you don't eat right, you don't expect even your skin, you know, to grow. So if you want to eat healthy, if you want your thicker hair, you need to be eating healthy. And also, you know, our body needs water. Our scalp needs water. So you need to drink lots of water so that the moisture can keep coming out, so our locks can keep growing. Guys, there's so many things or so many factors that are going to make our locks to be thicker. But those are the ones that I'm going to tell you today. But the main thing, please, keep these fingers out of your locks. Let your locks be free and embrace your frizz. You know, if you can embrace your frizz and say, this is my locks, I'm not gonna touch it, let it grow, let it be, trust me, your locks are going to grow and they're going to get thicker. So I'm gonna make videos over and over as the locks are getting thicker, so I can be showing you how actually natural growing your locks are going to be thicker. Guys, comment below, drop a question if you have, and please guys, do not forget to subscribe and don't forget to turn on that notification so you know the next thing I'm popping another video. Thank you so much guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.